My bad.
Good morning, everybody.
It's okay. I poked you and it worked.
Yeah.
I was like,
Magic.
We're good. We're good. Everyone good?
Yeah. No, I'm not good. But we'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get there.
Y'all
Welcome,
pissed
everybody.
Misty off.
Oh, boy. We had to pay for this thing. Welcome.
I need to GoFundMe. Give me that money back.
Welcome to Friday the 13th, or as Cody is pushing, was it last Action Hero Day?
I would have much preferred that.
That would be better.
I would have watched that. I would have been a nice palate cleanser from what we did do for today. I don't know what we did to anger everybody.
Yeah.
Eric, an all-time classic movie today.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
yes. Cinematic masterpiece.
My notes say otherwise.
I actually took notes this time.
But before we get there, I'll remind everybody there's still plenty of time to sign up for a Sideshow Summer Blockbuster event coming June 25th through the 27th. Sign up now at side.show/blockbuster to get yourself $5 in Sideshow rewards and stay on top of all the haps, all the hot goss involved in Summer Blockbuster. If you'd like signing up for things, you can also sign up for Sideshow Con. Boy, that date's just getting here quicker and quicker. July 14th through the 18th, a whole week of live streams, reveals, games, all the things you've come to know and love. Join us July 14th through the 18th. Register now at side.show/con.
I keep forgetting it's like sooner this
Yes,
year.
right here. It's like right here.
So I keep seeing this and thinking that it's wrong. I'm like, crap, that's wrong. And I'm like, wait, no, it's not wrong.
Very much right.
And JJ, that would have been a much better movie to watch. So that would have been good. And
oh man, yeah, we really watched something for this one. God, can't wait to talk about that thing. A more pleasant experience can be found over at side.show/daily deals. New day, new deals. Who this?
Well, not right now.
Are they down?
So if you go,
there are no. That's right. We have the
because we have this. However, that link does take you to all of these.
So even if probably if I navigated
through Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Sideshow time.
Yep. There. Yep. If you go now to even if you just go to the Daily Deals page on our site, you'll see all of the items eligible for the 15% off promo code celebrating Father's Day. You don't have to be a dad to get the discount, though. Listen, we're not checking.
It's true. That's true.
Go get the discounts.
I'll be a cat and chicken dad to get in on some deals today. And all through the weekend.
That'll do.
A deal is a deal. That's right, JJ.
Take what you can get. Also, be sure to sign up for our SMS alerts, side.show/SMS, notifications, exclusive discounts, and subscriber-only giveaways, including this week's giveaway of a Jason Voorhees from a much better Friday the 13th movie. It's really any of them.
1000%.
So get the figure from the good ones if you're registered at the SMS. The giveaway should be going.
I'll talk about it later, but I have feelings about the big beefy, like
man,
Uber
at the end.
Yep.
Uber, that's you saw that in the credits, right?
I have a comparison.
Uber Jason.
Wonderful.
Yep, and I made a comparison meme to share later on, of exactly what I thought when he came into frame. I was like, this reminds me of something else, but I'll get into that later.
Cannot wait. Mike, you are muted.
You have been muted the whole time?
Yes.
All commentary out the window. That's awesome.
Yep. Everything you said.
So you never got my pronunciation of that Jedi?
I see it in the chat, but
okay.
Do you see mine in the chat too?
Yes.
I also gave it a try. Okay.
I do.
Just want to make sure.
Jesse.
We'll be getting to those shortly. Before we get there, you can also earn extra rewards every week by playing Phony Phantoms. Go to side.show/games to complete the weekly challenges. This week, Get a minimum of 133. That feels personal. And lose all 3 life points in that order.
13, Rob. It's Friday the
13th.
With an extra 3.
Like
right now.
I still don't like it. Screaming her pumpkin, screaming bat, and that's all we have for housekeeping.
Good time.
Hot Toys.
Sorry, Missy, I thought you had already seen it.
Ooh, what's that?
Drink.
Ooh.
This is my spooky drink. Ooh, it's Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
With a free toy surprise.
Ooh,
Cool.
free toy.
Before we
I
get
like
to that,
it.
I'm going to get these the serious work out of the way because once we start down this path, I have a feeling it's all downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Toys announced this last night, currently up for pre-order. It is the, let me make sure I get this right, the Say C Tin 6-scale figure from Star Wars fame. I'm not familiar with this character. Mike dropped a nice little pronunciation for me in there because my original pronunciation was not very good. Jesse's would get us.
Mine was inappropriate.
He is a Jedi Council member, Rob. He was in the first movie.
Wow.
He was in the second movie. Throughout the Clone Wars, he's a stellar Clone Wars pilot. And then he gets dispatched by Sidious in about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
When he goes to commit treason.
I want to give him a hug.
Well, if you watch the movie and how he went out, you'd be sad too. He went out like a bitch.
Oh. But he looks cool. Right?
He does. He does.
He's got dope horns. And
He's very horny. He is very horny.
Mm-hmm.
And the green saber. So that's something.
Today.
His horns look. I wasn't even sure if those were horns or if they were some sort of.
I was hoping he would come with a swap out horn because in the Clone Wars, not the more recent one, but the little short cartoon ones by the Samurai Jack dude, he had a cracked horn.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think it's canon anymore, but I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah, they took those all out, which is a shame. I was just watching those recently because now on Disney Plus they just have it as one like movie. I think it's like an hour and a half movie. They just put all the shorts together for you.
I feel like those horns would get in the way.
Yeah, they have to be hard. You know, like when you turn your head a little bit, kind of like locking in.
That's why I wasn't sure if they were like horns or because I'm not familiar with the character, so I didn't know. They also look very wet.
I will say
I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
Dwayne's asking what good are horns pointing down. I will say defensively does protect your neck. Your neck.
Yeah.
I mean, not from a lightsaber, but
as long as you don't like impale yourself.
Yep. But really cool looking figure if you're into those eyes, those rolling eyes.
That does look like wicked looking.
Person in a mask. Creeping me out, man. How are you a good guy? But he is up for pre-order. Another figure that will go up for pre-order, I believe, shortly after this stream. The Peter Parker Last Stand suit. This is going to be a limited release. There will be a queue involved. If you don't get one, I am so sorry. Get on the wait list as soon as you can. We've been having a lot of good wait list conversions for people. So if you missed it, hop in there and grab yourself the chance to get another one.
This is a very, very limited piece too. So don't hesitate if you're interested.
Yeah,
I don't know what the exact count is, but it's smaller than usual.
Yeah, we've been told this one's going to be a very small allotment, so get in there and get that. I love the jacket. We were trying to figure out what the suit was going to be when we first saw the name, and then Steph came in and was like, it should be this one.
Oh,
do we have a picture of the back of the jacket? Because I was like really... Oh, we do, down further. Good. Okay. I really dig the back. Yeah. The big fat spider on the back of the jacket, like, looks... I love the jacket as a whole, but it's a great design.
I love that. I think that would be the pose that I would try and get. I like that walking pose to really and showing off those robotic arms.
Looks like he's down to business right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that sexy jacket. It's so cool.
That is a cool jacket. Like I would just wear that jacket. If that was available somewhere, I would buy that jacket.
Same. Oh.
And you get your Oscorp files. This is from the Spider-Man 2 video game. There you go. There's the back of the jacket. Look, he's got his dungarees on too.
I love that the pieces are magnetic.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
that's super nice.
Magnetic pieces, and it just makes things
So much easier.
So much nicer.
Yeah.
Oh man, Steve Nara said the spider tier needs a jetpack. Yes, it is a total Rocketeer style jacket. Yep. You're totally right. Oh, that's awesome, Steve.
He's got a little flying drone. You can.
Yeah.
Probably not strong enough to carry him, but you can imagine. Comes with all those accessories and some swap out eyes, so you can give him the creepy Spider-Man look.
Yeah.
Really staring you down.
I don't think that's so creepy. That's more like, what the heck, man?
He's judging you.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Judgmental spider glare.
He has no room to judge me. But I believe this will go live at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I think it's what the RSVP page was showing last time I checked there. Just keep an eye out when it goes live. There will be a queue, so get in there, and good luck to everybody. Oh boy!
I mean, we'll still be here talking on JasonX. So it doesn't matter.
Yep. So we wanted to watch a Friday the 13th.
We didn't want to watch this one.
Oh, that's the toy you got?
That's adorable.
Yeah.
It's
a lot better than the drink, I'll give it that.
Yeah, I heard your
not a good
disdain towards the drink.
That little,
you never have to finish them.
Stay Puffed is the last pleasant thing that we're going to be able to talk about here, because we asked you guys which Friday the 13th movie you'd like us to watch for today.
Why?
And for some reason,
why?
JasonX won by a large margin.
Why?
Oh, it wasn't even close. It was like triple
this
the next
isn't even called like Friday the 13th part whatever. It's just here's Jason.
I guarantee that's a licensing thing. They probably were like, well, the people who own Friday the 13th want a little too much. We'll talk to the people who own Jason
It's Stephen K. That's the worst one.
Yeah. Sure
Jason.
I need to go on record as saying I had seen this. I blocked it all from my mind.
I saw a TV edit. I've seen a TV edit before this watch.
I had never seen it.
And it wasn't that different. Like, at first, when I watched this, until they got to hologram boobies, I wasn't sure if it was an R or a PG-13.
Yeah,
because it's very tame.
I would agree with Mike. This is pretty tame for Friday the 13th movie.
The kills were so horribly lame.
I am so glad that I watched this morning, because I can already feel it just like washing out of my mind.
Watched it last
if
night.
I would have gone to bed and woken up this morning, it would have been completely gone.
Yeah. I watched it this morning and I have notes, and it's still I'm tenuously grabbing it like threads from this movie.
Now, Rob, you're the Jason expert. Is this the 10th Jason movie? Is that why it's JasonX?
I looked that up as well.
Because I always thought it was just like it was 2000, so it's like, oh, it's JasonX, it's Jason to the extreme.
Right.
I don't think this is 10, but I could be wrong. I want to say it's like 9. I don't think it's all the way up.
It's not even 10.
Yeah,
no, they're just very numbers now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the actual because the Friday the 13th franchise has some very interesting numbers, because they go from part 3 and then 4 doesn't have a number. Okay, Aaron's saying it's 10. Okay.
Aaron says it is 10. Okay, well that's great. That makes
4
me
is
happy.
not called 4; it's just the final chapter, and then they do things where but is it canon? Yes, it's.
In my mind, it's Jason to the extreme. It's not number 10. It's
Jason to the extreme.
Jason,
I like it.
Jason Goes to Hell is 9. Oh man. Yeah, I've always just taken this as X because it was in the era of extreme, and it kind of shows through a lot of this.
Oh, what, you mean the space hot topic wardrobe they all wear?
I think my note is, why is everyone in space dressed like a skank?
No,
that's what I said.
Like Amber from Clueless, so they have not left 1995.
The movie opens up with showing all what looks like hell. As the credits roll, it turns out
they reused like the Spawn hell footage, because that looked like Spawn's hell.
It felt very similar.
Like they at least hired the same company, and they we've got some stock. We got some unhealthy. Got some stock.
Am I watching Spawn again? What is going on here?
Yeah. It turns out the hell is actually Jason's blood. And this is,
can I tell you, that opening part was my favorite part of the movie. I thought that was the most well done part of the movie.
That's actually very accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, where they're kind of like showing you, because they're. I mean, it's not an autopsy. It's vivisection. They're vivisectioning.
Sure, they're experimenting.
Jason.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
Poking and
they're
prodding.
poking and prodding. He's tied up. He's captured. Where we find out soon that this is the. I want to make sure I get this right.
Oh yes, this
the
is my
Crystal
first note.
Crystal Lake Research Facility.
Right?
Don't,
They made a whole
Obviously.
research facility just because of Jason. Is what it sounds like.
and it looks, and it, by all accounts, does not look like a cheap facility. This is underground, from what I can tell, with very secure big doors that are closing.
Yeah.
I mean, it survived the end of the world, so it's clearly very secure.
It had very Resident Evil lab vibes.
Okay, one of my notes this morning to Rob was this movie is trying to be so many other movies. Resident Evil
yeah.
came to mind,
Yep.
Starship Troopers came to mind.
Yeah.
Any of the it is just wild that they just kind of yep, we'll take a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
There's like a whole 20 minutes where I'm like, you guys are just doing a bad version of Aliens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That is what
absolutely.
you've done now. You've just taken the plot of Aliens. And
I
you're
have
doing
a
it
very
badly.
important note about the first few minutes when our students get into the research facility with their
Uh-huh.
masks and they're walking down the stairs, and instead of just cautiously looking around, there was one of them going the whole time.
Yeah, I think
You're gonna get caught in those big spider webs that are for some reason in this completely airtight seeming place.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, so we're gonna skip over when the military was gonna transport him to one of them dog collar dealies that you use on strays.
And where were they transporting him to? The Scranton facility. The Scranton facility. Sure. I think after I have the note moving him to the Scranton facility ? And the next thing I wrote is, why does this look like a bad CW show?
Maybe
I thought Sci-Fi Channel, but yeah.
Sci-Fi.
It's funny
Sci-Fi
that you
works.
mentioned a CW show because, when I was talking to you guys about the actress that I recognize, her name's Lexa Dogue. When she first shows up, she's the girl that ends up getting frozen with Jason. When they first showed her, my reaction was, is she 8? How old is this girl? Because she looked like she was a child. But then the more I watched it, I was like, I know her. And so I looked her up, and oh yes, Steve says Lexa Dogue. Yeah, she's been in so much stuff, but she was in Arrow. So Rob, you said CW. So she was in Arrow. She also played the mom in the Chucky series. She has been in so many things I have watched throughout the years. I was like, wow, JasonX did good for her. Good
a whole
for
bunch
her.
of the
She's
cast was from
good.
Andromeda. A whole bunch of the cast.
I did have to look up that android because at first I thought that was Bryce Dallas Howard. I'm like, is this her first movie?
Oh goodness, no.
Oh yeah, then I looked it up. I'm like,
no.
There's no way they got her right. There's no. I'm like,
dude,
in her early career, she's above
Friday
this, right?
the 13th, the series.
But
that's where she came from.
Yeah.
Well, amongst other things, but I loved that show. That show was so much better than this movie.
There's lots of, if we're going to sit here and name things better than this movie, this is going to be a 3-hour stream.
But it was still part of the Friday the 13th name, whereas JasonX is not.
It is not. I did not like Jason with hair.
No.
I just wanted to.
Why was Jason so fat and misshapen? I don't understand. Why did he look like that?
He looked like
he smelled so bad.
The most human that I think we've ever seen him is when he's chained up. I'm like, he just looks like a dude now.
Yeah.
And there's just a guard staring at him who throws a blanket over his head to stop him from staring at him from his one good eye.
How'd he get out of the stuff and things? We don't know.
Jason magic.
He Jasoned it.
Jasoned his way out of there, kills that guard, and then of course when they come to transport him, as Michael says, he murders everybody except for the one woman who manages to fool him into freezing him.
And then somehow there's enough stuff to freeze her for 400 years laying on the ground in a big old room.
Yeah. I mean, all of that's going to be here or there. I can't believe she got close enough to be stabbed. If you got him in there, just get him in there and walk away.
I started cracking up.
What's his machete made out of?
Everything. Vibranium. It's clearly vibranium. just right through that
Yep.
cryo chamber like hot knife through butter.
Yep.
Oh man, I was
Why?
cracking up.
Why were they going to the trouble to even freeze him? Why didn't you just like dump him in a vat of cement?
Steve,
Why?
They
I
say
find the
later.
whole movie incredulous. Thank you.
They say later that like, hey, we tried all these things to kill him, and the list of things, I'm like, you tried 3. You tried, you shot him and you hung him, and then what? You gave up? Like, put him in a wood chipper. Problem solved.
Right.
Burn him.
That works.
Furnace. Like, cut him up into pieces. And
Burning
then put
doesn't
each
work
piece
though, right?
in a different box.
That happened.
I mean, if you, I'm thinking like a full-on cremation style. But
Oh, okay.
so there's not just like throw some gas on him and light him on fire.
I
Rocket
mean,
him into the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, he survived coming through the atmosphere, so I don't think you can burn him up.
He lands in
When he rides him through the atmosphere, he does survive that.
Dude,
so.
that was one of my
Like a
favorite
boogie
parts
board.
of this terrible film was at the end when they thought they had escaped and then they're like, he's still coming, and he's like coming through space, like
yeah,
oh, when it's
I was
Last
like, oh
Jedi,
my God.
Princess Leia floating through space.
just
Jason,
rush
yeah.
down.
Yes.
The fact that you should just freeze and have that horrible, or you don't even you have like the horrible space death.
Nah, his butt.
Just
Yeah.
not Jason. Not Jason.
Landmine his butt. That's right too.
Yep,
For
that'll do
those
it.
students in my notice that a bunch of dollar store Star Lords come walking down.
Stupid. God, they made me all mad. And my comment there was like, well, at least I'm going to enjoy watching all these people die because they're pissing me all off. Like, all of them.
I do appreciate too, as Jason's freezing, he has the wherewithal to like cock the machete up.
Yeah. This is my
So
bone
So he's
for
ready.
100 years.
He's ready. And the second that when the students we flash forward, they've been frozen for what we find is described as 4.55 centuries, which is the most insane way to say 455 years that I've ever heard. I don't know who wrote that, but they've been frozen for 455 years. They're being thawed out. Do we know exactly when? Yeah, he's being thawed out in 20. I think I wrote it. 2,455.
Yeah.
2455.
Yeah.
You know what line I loved is when they got there and they were like, what's on his face? And then one of the guys was like, it's a hockey mask. And then the robot lady was like, that sport was banned in 2024.
Hey,
and I was
lived past the banning of hockey.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for all the hockey fans out there to break
I have
the
that as a
chain, but
note, actually. We've lived past the banning of hockey.
turns out hockey doesn't exist anymore. As
hockey's
they're
not
discussing
real.
this. And then we get the payoff from Jason locking in at this pose as he falls forward and just slices one of the students' arms off.
Yeah.
Clean off. Which is not a problem in the future.
Here's my note about 400 years, okay? In 400 years, budgets are still low.
They sure are. So they gather. We get like a brief scene on Earth's surface. Looks like sort of like Dune, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything's dusty. There's wind blowing that looks terrible.
Resident Evil when they get to Vegas and it's just all sandy.
Yeah. And then we see them get into a ship that is just a terrible ship design. I was angry with how bad that ship looked.
Not as bad as the rescue ship.
Rescue!
Here comes the scream tone.
It's the same ship. The Tiamat later, the same damn ship. It's just painted.
Props are hard to make, Rob. Come on, cut them some slack.
It sure shows. And we get some real.
They had to put all the budget into Jason's makeover. They couldn't be bothered.
That's true. Because
oh god, and then so
impressive.
Now we get into the future, and the one doctor orders a structural scan, which I assume is just an X-ray. And every woman is dressed in crop tops or
they're going clubbing. They're going clubbing in 1997.
They're all dressed like they're going to a club. I do like the great special effects we saw for reattaching the student's arm. We get some real 90s CGI there.
Oh yeah, with the ants.
ants.
Yeah.
absolutely terrible. That was awful.
You know who's
But you had to
attire-
set it up so Jason could be reformed.
Yep.
Yes.
We get
And
the
dude was like,
line,
oh look, high hand. Do, 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 do.
we get the line. How does
Oh
he
my
function with a brain that small? Jason's taking flack here for like no reason. He outsmarts the entire damn crew
Right,
Mhm.
right.
with his small brain. So I don't feel like they should have set that one up.
His head was larger than any of theirs, so
Yeah, it was. Oh, I was being annoyed why they didn't just take the mask off.
Oh, I hated that, Rob.
And
Oh,
then
I got so
slicing
like,
at the
cutting it.
face.
it was
I was
Take that off, right?
it did that thing like a bone graft that just grew
like it
into there.
froze, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like adhered to him, but it still bothered. I was like, no.
$14 million.
But then she puts it right back on. Why she goes all the
She
trouble to
felt
cut it off?
bad for him. She said, "Oh, by the way, I called her low budget Allie Larder."
I could see that.
But if she felt bad for it, why'd she like rub it in his face and like really smush it on there?
She was trying to stick it back because she cut it off.
It's like she was stamping out a cigarette in the poor guy's face.
After
Yeah.
taking out his eye in the most unscientific and violent
Right?
way you could
Come
imagine,
to mama.
let's just get this claw here, dig in this socket and pull it out.
Also,
and then just look at it.
can we agree that Jason has a sex sense because that's what woke
Oh,
him up?
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He got real angry.
Absolutely.
Real angry.
Yeah.
Premarital sex. I'm coming out.
You're gonna die.
Also during that thing, we're doing science in a crop top because she is looking through a microscope in that same club gear.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
That
we
she
get
is,
the-
yes.
We also cut to an absolutely terrible nipple clamp scene. Hated that.
What?
Oh my
hated
God.
that.
I
Worse
was screaming.
I hated that so much.
chicken tongues. I'm not sure, but either way,
I was
like
so upset. I was like, what the hell have they made me watch?
zero,
Do not want to
zero
watch this.
actual nookie was happening. It was all just one nipple
It was
grab.
so bad.
It was just a
I was shocked. Again, I know I've seen this movie, but again, it's just falling away.
I
even
had
now.
it, so this was all new to
It'll
Jesse.
be
Is it
gone
falling
tomorrow.
away like the robot's nipples fell away? Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
oh yes. God.
And the clank, clank.
No, more the honestly, and you can tell when things, don't age well because, injured girl, they have to cut her clothes off, and student boy is like, I'll do it.
Just whatever.
Right. Like,
400
oh, a
years old, injured
female.
and unconscious, but okay.
Man, yeah, we get the nipple clamp scene is terrible.
On magnetic nerve.
He screams, you pass.
You passed.
It's like, oh my God.
I mean, it explains his crew of students a lot better. If that's what
He
gets
should
you
not-
going.
he should
It
not be-
does.
He should not be interacting with students at all. At all. Oh yeah, then there's the robot nipples fall off. Other people start to have sex, and that immediately wakes Jason up.
Yeah.
What is that? Something backing up?
The beeping? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? It's me.
Bring it in.
Kids have learned to drive.
The delivery truck.
I love. They're asking over in the VIP lounge. Well, you asked us what to watch. Don't give us
Yeah.
a choice. Yeah. Well, we learned our lesson. I think.
Oh boy, yeah. As like
I mean,
Mr. said,
honest, yeah.
he wakes up because these people are having sex.
Yeah.
He's asleep. He's mostly asleep. You get a little bit of movement, but the second that happens, he is up
He's up.
and murdering his way to
He's
that
not even
intercourse.
stiff from being in that position for 400
He
years.
knows exactly where to. He beelines it. He doesn't
Yeah.
like the only other person he kills on his way to the sex is the scientist in the crop top, frozen
And-
face, head smash.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Like,
That
I
wasn't
actually
bad.
really liked that kill. Like, I thought
That was
really
clearly
fun.
the only creative kill they had in the entire
Yeah.
movie. They
Yeah,
put all their
and
thought into that one thing and all their budget
Yeah,
into that one thing.
Yeah,
Done.
they lean heavy on the head smashing in general in this. He just smashes people's face up against walls several times in
Oh,
this.
God. I love
Yeah,
these comments. The delivery is my statue getting delivered. It's Jesse's life-size Superman or Spider-Man. I'm like, "Hey, bring it on in. Ready?
Bring it on in. Bring it on in. But yeah, he even passes because he passes someone in that hall. He passes another woman in that
Yeah.
hall. He does not bother killing her.
No. He's
No,
a
'cause-
later.
He smells sex and candy and he's got to go find out where that is.
He's got to find it.
Exactly.
He finds it on his way. He finds a medical machete.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a cool machete. That thing was
a cool
wicked.
machete.
I liked that.
Before he actually gets to the sex, we also get that doctor who just experienced the extreme nipple play going to have a conversation with the cryogenic woman. I feel like he could have put that off. And he brought her dinner, and I don't want that man touching my food after what I just watched him do.
No, he was the total pervert, and I
the whole
wanted him
time.
to get away from her. Like, don't talk to her.
Yeah,
like, leave her be.
He is an absolute creep. But yeah, then they cut to that. I don't even know why they bother showing us that scene. It doesn't really do anything.
They needed to kill a little bit of time.
Yeah, just need to make it to that 90-minute runtime.
Yeah.
We just get cut back, and he just murders the dude, and the woman survives.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kills her right in front of him. Just stabs him. Again, not a.
And then walks away. He just
leaves her screaming.
I like to think he knows his victims aren't limitless because he's in an enclosed area, so he has to spread it out a little bit.
Oh, savor. Yeah, ration your kills.
Got to ration those kills. Yeah.
I was thinking as they showed more and more of the crew, I was like, man, he's got a lot of people to get through in this. Like,
yeah,
usually it's kind of like a smaller group of camp counselors. We had the whole Marines and the students.
Yeah.
But they blow through those
I
Marines.
believe they said he kills 28 people in this movie.
That makes sense. Oh, it's more than that. It's way more than that.
Another favorite kill of mine was when he's screwed and he had landed on a giant screw. And I was like, man, this is so terrible.
The one-liners were some of the worst I have ever heard in
just from like a character perspective, these people are psychopaths. Because after he kills the sex man, they trap him in the cargo bay. Light him up with a bunch of gunfire, then all the Marines show up. That was the only cool design. The design that I thought was kind of neat was the guns with the flashlight built into the top. I'm like, oh, that's kind of
cool. Yeah, I like that too.
I mean, if you like Nerf guns, I guess,
yeah, I do. But he kills one guy who decides to just go toe to toe with him.
Yes.
There's always someone that's got to try karate on Jason. It doesn't work, and he gets pushed off and lands on that drill, and just which was objectively funny. I'm like, I can't. But then, pretty soon, when other Marines find him, they radio back. They're like, "How is he?" And it just says he's screwed.
He's screwed.
Not he's dead.
Yeah.
Not we've lost him.
Right. Because I would be like,
they were playing
what does that mean?
Yeah, maybe they don't like him. Maybe he's a jerk, and they don't care.
Maybe
he got what he deserved. He's screwed.
They have. I mean, if you think they're in a, they don't really give them a name. I don't think grunts. They call them. I think a handful.
They call them grunts. Yeah.
But they've obviously been doing this for a while together, and that's just like, oh, he's screwed. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The other person's not like he had a family.
The thing that bothered me the most about that line, because I thought it was, obviously funny because it was so bad. But if I was on the other side, I would have been like, can you please explain further? Because I don't know what that means. Is he screwed in the sense that he's in trouble?
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did his head does he have a head injury? Like, what does that mean? He's screwed. Literally? Like, I need more detail.
Yeah.
There's no way if you heard that over the radio, you'd just be like, oh, well, clearly he fell on a large drill and is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Maybe just because there was a killer on board. They were like, oh, got it.
This is all the period where I was like, this is trying so hard to be Aliens.
Oh, I thought it was Starship Troopers. Okay.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that's what I was like. It was like Starship Troopers, Resident Evil, Aliens. Like there were so many.
Yeah.
Like the guns reminded me of the Starship Trooper design, which I actually really liked. I love all the designs in that movie actually, but that's what the guns reminded me of. Very Starship Trooper-esque. Yeah. Define screwed.
Screwed. You're gonna have to clarify that one up. But yeah, it reminded me of Aliens just because they are, they're going through like the Space Marines. They got that kind of bravado, and you have the cryogenically frozen woman there, like, you need to get them out, doing the whole Ripley, you need to get them out, get your guys out scene, and listening to them die one by one over the headsets. And I'm like, God, this is trying really. I feel like it's trying really hard to make her Ripley, and not working. Not working.
She's no Ripley.
You're no Ripley.
I can actually very much see that now that you said that, Rob, because they did really make her this they tried to at least make her this very powerful female, like I am here and I'm going to survive and I'm going to They tried.
Yep.
I mean,
this is also
did
where we
survive,
get this is also where we get the guy who makes a joke about his own murder as well.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do more than that to kill this old
that's
dog.
more like, is that what he says?
That'll do
That'll
it.
do it.
That'll do it.
That'll
And
do
then
it.
it doesn't even kill him. He's not even right about that. He's wrong. It doesn't even kill him.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
He is saying that for himself and Jason. There is no one else in that room.
But wait, then he's fine.
The ants come and fix them later on.
He bandages himself up at some point, though.
He takes a nap.
He was
He's
so
all wrapped
attached
up.
to the
I don't
wall.
know.
Jason only took one machete. I think he left the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I have a big gap in my notes, and this is Jesse. I told you this is one of the first times in my notes where I just wrote, "I've stopped taking notes. Nothing even matters.
There's no point.
Wait,
None of this matters."
that's after that. Before he gets his line after Clamp doctor guy gets killed, where he's like, "Guys, it's okay. He only wanted his machete."
That was great.
It's okay. He only wanted his machete.
That I enjoyed that.
Guy's a
line.
fool.
But also, before we get there, right after the stabbing scene, this is why I dispute the count of 20 or 28 killed in this movie. Because he kills that pilot, and then for some reason, this ship that is the same size as this entire space station just blasts through that damn thing, killing everybody inside.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That was so stupid. I was laughing so hard. I was like,
I must have been at that point.
What even was that space station? It had like buildings in it. It's like they took a bunch of models and just slapped them all together. It's like that's just a building. That's just a building in space.
They were
with a
very
glass
unclear
dome. What
that was. There was 60 grunts waiting there is the only piece of information we really get.
And it all exploded.
So he killed at least 60 more people in that explosion on top of whoever was living in those buildings. And
they had to have a whole discussion like, oh, we'll circle back. We'll circle back. And they're like, no, it's gone. And they're, no, it's fine. We'll go back. And then it explodes.
It's like the entire thing. The entire thing.
Yeah.
I also wrote at this point, kissing a robot makes them lie. Because his the little nerdy guy asks for the odds, and I think she says 12%. He kisses her, and then she bumps it to 40, and he kisses again, and she bumps it to 50%.
Want to make it 100? Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real bad things going on with that robot, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I gotta say, like, boy, oh boy, the cheesiness really ramps up when the robot ends up being the hero, and you're like,
oh my god,
holy hell.
Please listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. He said, I gave her an upload.
Oh, I know, Missy.
Yep.
He did not say upgrade. And I was like,
I know what.
Oh,
yep.
Oh,
I know.
Terrible.
Oh,
I mean,
right
if a kiss gets you to 54%, you got to get her up to 100.
Gotta get her up to 100.
And boy, did he.
She loads up all of, I believe, 12 bullets in her little straps here.
But they have her now
Those
all looking
guns.
like Alice in Resident Evil.
From Resident Evil.
Her leather or pleather, because I don't think they could afford leather in this movie.
Those guns are firing dozens of bullets in a second, and she's got 6 to reload, or 12 to reload.
Yes.
Chris Long says, after the upload, she unlocked Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider skills. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You got Tomb Raider, you got Resident Evil, you got it all. And boy,
She does the RoboCop gun twirl. Very true.
Oh,
Yes.
she thought for a second before going to gangster mode and turning her pistol to the side for a few shots.
Just for a second to make him more
Yep.
powerful, I guess.
I don't know.
My personal favorite were the like flips and then the karate kicks, and I was
Right,
like,
where
this
she's
is-
not
and
even
it-
making contact
so
with Jason
bad.
at all. There is a clear gap between like her foot and his body.
Dollar General Laura Croft. Yep.
Yep. I also we skipped the part where it happens, but it cracked me up when Jason goes to kill the secondary pilot or the new pilot.
And he has the other guy's head still on his machete. Is this what
on the machete?
Yeah.
Like, Was he giggling as he was doing that? He's doing that just for fun.
Yeah.
He's
Just
definitely got
puppetry,
some
yeah.
sort of a sense of humor under that mask.
Look at this, you jerk.
He just got the guy's head stabbed on his machete. And he's using it like a prop for a gag.
I love it.
It's like perfect. But yeah, she beats the brakes off of him. It quickly shows that the military back in our time was not using the right ammunition, I guess, because she just rips him to shreds.
It's 400 years later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't they using lasers?
Just
Lasers.
all of a
Laser
sudden,
beams.
all of a sudden, that gun is just ripping through metal left and right. It
Right?
takes off.
She makes the cartoon outline in the wall to push him through.
You're in a spaceship. You can't shoot guns in spaceships, especially guns that shoot through a wall.
Stuffed him in sleeping bags and beat against trees, and that we do get that at least. Thank you, Stephen.
Dude,
We get
that was
for a
amazing.
moment.
That was one of my favorite scenes. That freaking like
Yeah.
just beating the other camper.
Wait. It's a holodeck, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is he picking anything up?
I thought the same thing, Missy. It
Don't
makes no
look
He
sense.
doesn't have a
Right.
remote or anything in his hand. He can just pick up the holograms.
They have a
Yep.
whole.
They have weight
It's
to them.
Jason, so he can do that,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so
It
yeah,
was fun though. It was fun, and they said the line that we said towards the beginning of, "They know what Jason wants to kill: premarital sex."
Yeah, they are very aware of that. We didn't even talk about that guy who's only in the movie for like a minute early on, who seems like he's going to be playing a larger part, like the broker that he contacts to sell Jason.
Oh yeah, he never comes back.
He's never
Yeah.
never
Nope.
mentioned again.
I honestly completely forgot about
They
that.
were
I
like,
was
"Oh, there's a plot hole. Oh well, it's okay."
Yeah, because
He
basically
wakes
that's like
the guy up
do it.
in bed.
the whole
They're
action.
probably keeping him for the sequel. He'd go after Jason and try and
Yeah,
get his
because
investment
like all
back.
of this is just because the doctor finds out. The guy tells him that he could sell Jason
Doctor.
Voorhees.
Well, wait. Now that
455 years later,
well,
he knows what he is, and
give it
is
away,
like, oh yeah,
Jason lands on Earth too, and maybe that's
Yeah.
where that guy is. So
maybe.
Hmm.
they
I
just
did also
happen to
want
have a
point out
crystal lake there and some campers.
the rescue ship is called Tiamat, and
They're
then
doing
their ship is called Grendel. I was like, there's some real nerds naming ships.
And they know these things from very long back in the past.
Yep. They also have an absolutely insane conversation with Tiamat about coming to rescue them, where they're like, that ship seems like they cannot be bothered to
Yeah.
help that other ship, the
Mhm.
Tiamat. They're just like, well, I mean, do you really need us to come? Are you going to be ready when we get there?
Yeah.
Don't be late.
We're on a tight schedule here. They're like, we're dying. There's a zombie golem here destroying us with a machete, and they're just like,
Ah! Did you see Steven's comment? Plot twist: Jason is the preacher from Footloose.
oh god.
Hates music and premarital sex.
Yes, that somehow that the robot had that in her files. Because she's the one that's like, okay, we're in the hologram. Let's give him a distraction. And he plugs her in, and she
Right.
generates these two sexy teens who start dancing about, take their shirts off, and start drinking beer. I think they say smoke weed. I don't know what it's called. They call it weed. Smoking grass or something. I don't remember what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And then say they want to engage in
Pot.
premarital
They
sex.
said smoking pot.
Smoking pot. Yeah, it's like
Very, and she said it very robotically, like
we're smoking pot.
Right.
And having
Right.
premarital sex.
We love premarital. Oh, where did they take our hologram bathing suits off or whatever they were wearing? Our camp skirts.
Yep. That's all part of a distraction they're trying to use to buy a little time, because the Tiamat is not, again, they are not waiting around.
It would have
No,
been more distracting
no.
had they had a hologram of his mother, but whatever.
Oh. Yeah.
They could have just, as far as I'm aware, they could have just kept popping up hologram girls for him to kill there. He
Yeah.
seemed completely
They
Yeah.
content.
respawned.
Yeah, you could have just kept spawning more for him.
Yeah, he seemed very,
He
very
was happy.
content.
He was like,
Yeah.
I'm home.
I was having a good time.
He was beating one girl with the other girl in the
Got
sleeping
that
bag.
nice cabin here,
Yeah.
got my lake, we're all good.
What more could you ask for? You
If you
know?
could just, he would, yeah, you could have had him on an endless loop. You found the way to beat Jason. Just
Yeah.
keep spawning teens for him to murder, and he's
Yeah.
happy. No, total
This
spawn
spawn
camper.
camper.
Absolutely.
Well, so Jason's just like anyone who in any open world game where instead of following the plot, you just kill innocent people.
He gets distracted by the side.
couple hours.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even touch on the revamp because the robot lady blows
Super
in the
Shredder?
wall, and then we get.
Are we gonna talk about Super Shredder?
Wait, Mike, did you look at my video?
No, do you have a video?
I made this. Hold on. Okay, well, Mike just said it. So
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
a comparison.
Super Shredder. He's 100% Shredder.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the same thing.
That
So thank you, Mike.
look, that character design couldn't be any more like late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
Like, we need to make him extreme.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Extreme good.
Metal. There
Yeah,
needs to be a
but
lot of
at least
metal.
the ants fixed his eyes. His eyes were
Right, he had
Yeah.
beautiful
Leveled
red
out.
eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
just those blood red eyes.
I love that you
absolute
compared
insanity.
it to the same thing in my brain. I feel so validated.
Uber Jason though. Like he has a name. Uber.
Yeah, that
There were
was
Uber vamps in Buffy the
Weird.
Vampire Slayer.
Super Shredder. That was the first thing
Yeah.
we came on.
And I was making that dumb thing as I was like, oh my God, it's the same.
my note is I don't want or need Cyborg Jason.
I actually went as far to try to figure out if it was like the same designer for Super Shredder
Nice.
and Uber. It's not, but I was like, they are so
They
similar.
clearly
that the
just
same
ripped it off.
design them,
Yeah.
but yes, it
All right,
was
I
not.
can close my note. I have no more
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, that's where the last thing I have is my last note just says he's gonna have sex with that robot head.
I have a note in my brain before we end it. One of my favorite deaths was actually when the chick got like sucked out, like vacuumed
the
out.
whole
in
of
the-
that little
the whole-
yeah.
Oh, and it's just like some pieces of
her
salami
flesh.
left on the grate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I liked that.
And
You know what that
still-
reminded me? That reminded me when Joe made his charcuterie board on a skeleton.
Oh yeah,
Reminded me.
Yes.
Where it's just is it the lunch meat clearly on a grate?
I don't know if space works that way. I don't think you get that. And so I looked a few things up because that's what I do. And I ended up on a Reddit board that was actually like, in The Expanse season 1, they show you a much more scientifically accurate version of what would happen. I was like, yeah. But she's like, this sucks on so many levels. I'm like, you're going to die.
You're dying. You're dying.
This is what you're
But
saying. And
But
you
you're
made
going
it the
out
whole
with a great
time
one-liner.
in your open club shirt. It only had bars holding it together.
That shirt was insane.
A lot of tape going on under that shirt.
That because she's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the first. She's one of the first ones you see in
Yeah.
future space. And I saw it. I was like,
Right.
Which one is that? Jamesica or something? What are any of their names?
I didn't learn a single name.
There's like Jamesica, and the android is like KM or something. That's the one
Yeah.
names I remember.
I only
Janessa?
remember like
Janessa?
Adrian was one because I was like, this is like budget Ally Larder. Adrian is budget Ally Larder.
I didn't even pay attention to a single person's name, and I was genuinely surprised later on in the movie. I think that's Rowan. Rowan is the cryogenic woman, I believe.
Oh,
The
okay.
scientist.
I
think.
never caught her name, to be very
The
honest.
sexy
Like the whole
scientist.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I couldn't
they-
really pay attention.
She very quickly during the marine scene, the grunt scene in the cargo, she knows everyone's names. I'm like, I would not have held on to any of that information.
She's
you just
like in
introduced me to
shock
20
because
people-
she's been
She is a scientist.
frozen
She's
for
in
400
college.
years. She's like, oh, what happened to Earth?
Scientist.
Earth is dead. Okay,
Earth is dead.
Oh well, didn't
Yeah,
like it anyway.
I'm a scientist.
Everyone you know, care about, or has
Yeah.
known your name is long dead.
Mhm.
Welcome to future space, I guess. Jason's next door, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that part where she's just like, wait, what?
Sorry,
On the ship?
sorry, he's here. It feels like a bad idea.
Oh, dude, and then the stupid like nipple clamp doctor is like, it's fine. It's fine.
So-
It's
Yeah,
under
no
control.
worries, it's all
under
good.
control.
I
Don't
guarantee
worry.
it. You're not over there, man. You don't even have cameras in different parts
man.
of your ship.
And
It is
also,
great
you're
when he dies,
dealing
though.
with
Yeah.
the
He's
woman
clearly not a
who-
doctor. I don't know what he's a doctor of.
Oh,
It's
Tell
not
me
a
that guy's
medical
a
doctor.
pervosity.
It's probably like he's a philosophy doctor. He's
That scene made me so mad because I'm like, stop
Which one?
mansplaining it to her because she's the expert on
Oh.
this dude. So shut up. Like leave her
Yeah.
like it made me
Aside
so
from
mad.
it being a terrible movie, there are just too many things that did not age well.
I think the movie, the entire movie did
Oh,
not age
Correct.
well.
But like
None of it.
I would rather go back and watch, 19 what's the first one? 1980?
Friday
Right.
the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
80.
I believe it's
And I'm like, I know
yeah, 80.
effect in that. And it's fine because at least it's better than
Well, yeah.
That was the thing. When we made the poll, I purposely skipped 1 and 2 because I was like, okay, 1 is Mrs. Voorhees.
right.
2, he doesn't have his mask yet. 3 is when we get the Jason that we kind of like know
and
familiar
love.
with. Yeah, when we know and love. At no point did I think everyone was going to be like, JasonX is what you need to watch. Like, there's
Overwhelmingly.
Take
I mean,
Rocky
not even
Horror
close.
out of there, Chris Long. There,
Oh.
no.
I
Oh,
wanted
it's
to
good.
watch
Offended.
Jason versus Freddy. That was
Yeah,
my
that
hope.
was what I thought we were
Better.
going to watch.
That
I
is
would've
a
taken
fun
that.
and pleasant movie for me. And I'm like, why am I
I-
rooting for Freddy, the guy that haunted my nightmares as a child?
I honestly,
That's-
I thought that
was my
Manhattan
hope.
was going to be the winner. I really thought people would be like, watch Jason Takes Manhattan, because that is a pretty funny movie too. Like,
Yeah, no, they gave us actual just hot garbage.
yeah, watch this one. It's like, oh my god. And as we've hinted at, the end of this movie is basically Jason flying through space. That guy grabs him,
How? How does he even direct himself? He has
It's
no
just-
jetpack on.
just rides Jason
Dude.
through this right through the atmosphere
That
of
scene,
Earth 2.
He's there was an SNL cartoon and they were riding in the same position.
The ambiguously
oh,
gay
yes.
duo?
Yes.
they're lovely.
Yeah, he's just like I said, like a
Like
boogie
they
board.
took everybody's
Just riding
ideas.
him down straight
No,
through the atmosphere.
I love like that scene was so stupid. Like again, I cracked up because Jason's coming to the spaceship and they're like, "Oh shit, no, what's gonna happen?" And then the other guy's like, "Not on my watch." And it's like,
Yeah,
"Ugh," and it's like
takes him
so
out of there.
stupid. And I was cracking up.
What was Jason gonna
So
do if he got to that window anyway?
But
Bash
because his
through it, I
machete that he
guess.
must have still had. I don't know.
Mhm.
But he's fine because he's made of all
Oh,
metal, so he survived that re-entry.
Yep.
He
And
landed
as,
in the lake. He's gonna cool off, and then he's
Yep.
gonna start to kill people. on
JJ,
Earth
in
too.
this movie, this would have tracked 100%.
That could be
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
that entirely.
Yep.
And as Missy pointed out earlier, he lands in a lake. We went
And
to an
there's
entire new
campers
planet.
making
and
out
he
at the
lands
lake.
in lake. They're like, let's go check
And then
it
they're
out.
like, let's go check it out.
Let's go check it. Oh, a shooting star. Guys, maybe don't check the thing that just fell from
it's
space.
Let's go look at it. What do you think, babe? Does that sound romantic? Let's go.
And it's like a shooting star you see in the distance. If
Yeah.
if you clearly see something coming in front of you, you should be like, well, that's a projectile.
Man, what they should have done is it should have been on the camp, like they're making out, and then Jason comes through space and lands on them and explodes them. And then
I
And that's the first camp kill of a whole new life he gets.
what I wanted,
Right.
because they, like I said, you see the streak and they're like, oh, a shooting star, and this couple gets up. I was just desperately wanted the machete to just come and like boom, annihilate both of them. Like that
Yeah.
had fallen separate, and that would have been his first kill. And when that didn't happen, they're just like, let's go check it out. Fine.
Jesse just
Fine.
wrote Jason versus Final Destination. Yeah, it would have been great. Would have been great. That would have been perfect because that could have set up the next movie. Like he plows into them and they explode into bloody, fleshy pieces, and then he stands up after this kill, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
Nope, we get
I also
but
still had
no.
issues with the blood color throughout the entire movie. I was like, why is it so orange? Like, what was up with that?
I was trying to figure out what he did to that first pilot for a long time.
Did he just like fillet that? Like,
Yeah, he just had a party
his
with
time.
la 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 la.
And then just like
Like,
you
since
either have
when
to
does he
assume-
do that?
you either have to assume he was just hacking at him that violently where it spread across the dash, or that Jason took the time afterwards to just be like,
I'm gonna make some art now.
decorate.
I get it. I get it. He was trying to make it like camp, so that was arts and crafts time.
This is arts and crafts. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Jason does artacular.
Oh my god! But yeah, and then the final thing we get.
Go
by
by Spider-Man.
Yep, go by Spider-Man. And then the final thing we get is the mask drifting into some perfectly clear lake water.
Right. Well, it's
Oh
Earth,
yes,
or Earth 2, whatever they
Earth 2.
call it.
Earth
Like, if
2.
it's Earth 2,
it
it's
hasn't been
Earth,
painted
so
yet.
Oh man. Yeah, sprinkle some entrails here. A little brain matter. This place is fabulous.
This looks great.
Oh, he
that's
took his
told me in
time.
the best way.
Sure. God, but that's the end of Jason X.
Oh,
Good
it could not
God.
end fast. I was
You know-
angry after watching it. And that's only
Oh.
happened to me like after watching 2 or 3 movies in my life.
I
and was
mean,
just like,
We didn't even talk
I've
about the
watched
Microsoft
worse.
War.
the what?
Oh my god, yeah, the
Microsoft
Microsoft Word.
The Microsoft conflict. He's like, yeah, we lived through the Microsoft conflict. We were beating each other with our limbs. And I'm like, wait, can we flesh this out a little more?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
when exactly did this happen, dude? Can you give us more?
The
More
Microsoft
information?
conflict.
Uh,
Great little throwaway line. I wonder if when the people were writing this, if they were thinking like, you know what, this could be like Star Wars, Like, mention the Clone Wars. I guess this was before that. Like, mention the Clone Wars, then later we'll flesh out the Microsoft conflict
Yeah.
they're
into
like,
a big movie.
they're like, this is going to be the Star Wars of horror.
Yep.
This is it. It's Jason X.
This is it, guys.
That's it, man. We're gonna ride this one in the gravy
Was
train.
not.
That was the Fast Food Wars of Demolition Man. Yep. Aaron, I'm a Jason apologist, and even I know it's not great. Yeah. Jason's my favorite slasher. This was not a pleasant experience.
No.
I have watched worse movies. Like
Oh, for sure.
I'm not saying it's interesting because as I was watching it was hot garbage, but I
Right.
sat and I watched the whole damn thing and I was analyzing things and being like, that doesn't make sense. So I was obviously enough engaged. Like there are some movies where I'm just like,
Although,
no.
how much of that do you think
No.
is because you know in the back of your mind, like, I'm going to have to talk about this on a stream?
Yeah, I get, yeah.
Like, left to your own devices,
I
how long do you
paused
think you would have made it
a
through this?
lot. I took some phone calls. I
don't
was
know.
fielding major work things and was like, oh wait, and I'd have to rewind a little bit and be like, what? I don't really miss anything. Okay.
I
Oh.
told Rob, I was like, I have a perfect comparison because I just made Lisa watch The Human Centipede because I personally always say the first movie is good and it's basically like a mad scientist movie. And then I watched this and I was like, yeah, in comparison, like The Human Centipede is literally a cinematic masterpiece compared to Jason X.
Anything is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
I like Aaron.
A first year film student could make
No,
something with a better
Steve,
plot.
she enjoyed it. She liked it. She said it
Good.
was good.
I do like Aaron took me 2 hours to watch this.
Same.
They're making me glad I don't watch horror. Yeah, Adriana, you don't need any of this in your
This
life.
is not horror. Let's not call this horror.
No,
Yeah, no.
That's what I was really curious.
there's
Like, I
nothing
really
remotely scary about
Yeah.
this. movie.
No.
There's
No.
No.
as someone who doesn't
Horror.
like horror at all,
Yeah.
like what was
Okay.
this?
If it wasn't for the hollow boobies and the robot nipples, it would never even get an R rating. It's
No, and
all
back in the
kills happen
80s,
off
that still would have been
camera.
PG-13 because they didn't care about
Yeah.
boobs in the 80s.
Yeah, the most horrific thing in this movie was the nipple clamp scene.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
that was the scariest
little-
part of this movie.
Mike,
Moment of abject horror.
I'm going to say that Gremlins is scarier than Jason X.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say that.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
would 100% agree with that statement. Gremlins is a scarier movie than Jason X. It's more comedy than anything. But I don't even think it's that. I
It's
wish
not
it
even comedy though. Yeah, it's
I
not.
wish
No,
it was.
it's bad.
They're not trying to be funny outside of their
No.
one.
I
line.
laughed. I
The
laughed
worst
several
part is
times, but
that it ever saw a theater. It didn't go straight to VHS, or I guess it would have been DVD by 2000.
What was the box office rough?
Box office. Look at the box office on that one. Looks like it made about $16 million total.
And how much did
And
it cost?
the budget, I think someone said, was 14.
Hey,
You know.
it came out in the green a little bit.
Cha-ching! I don't know. There had to be some advertising.
Wait, was
I
there
remember,
really a leprechaun?
I remember the trailers for this movie, so it clearly had.
I do
advertising.
too.
I do not.
Yes,
Oh, I don't.
I remember that. I remember Evil gets an upgrade. I remember the tagline.
Yeah.
Wait.
I remember the
was angry at the
soundtrack.
end.
Is this does this trailer have "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" playing on it?
It
'Cause I
does.
feel-
It does.
Oh my
It
god,
does.
it's got to. It's got to, right?
I should have uploaded it. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I now
Yeah.
need to go.
Because I
watch
watched it at the
Leprechaun
end of the
in
DVD.
Space.
Oh, wow.
I did not know it existed. I think I've only seen.
All horror things go to
Leprechaun
space
movies?
eventually. They all end up in space.
Yeah.
Eric laughing at, not with. Yeah, that's the only way this
Yes.
is a comedy. You are laughing
Yes.
at this movie several times. I think the only one that was really meant to like make you chuckle was he just wanted his machete back.
Yeah.
So
Or that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's definitely
Also
played for comedy.
well,
But also
or
very stupid.
he's screwed,
screwed,
or
yeah, I
This
guess.
sucks. It was only.
I guess
it
they
was
did
only
try.
the
All the jokes come from the people being murdered as they're being murdered.
right.
Yes.
Because
Literally.
they figure, I'll go out with a chuckle instead of nobody really screamed. There
weren't very many good kills in this.
there were
There
none.
No.
weren't any.
Chucky
Outside
the
of shattering
Frozen-
I would watch
the
it.
rip-off
I'd
Demolition
watch
Man.
Chucky in
I liked
anything.
that one.
Yeah, the frozen face smash and the sleeping bag beating, but they done
That was
Yeah.
funny.
That was just
That was
funny
funny.
because he was just going to town.
Oh, he was having a great time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But they couldn't even be bothered to get those props well. It looked like it was just like it's filled with stuffed animals.
a bag of potatoes.
Yeah.
When he was swinging, really did just look like a large pillow.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Yeah.
Oh man, JasonX, $14
What
million.
are-
Maybe we're not giving enough credit. Maybe in the future, that's like the mindset of humanity is they're so withdrawn from it all that they make light of their own deaths.
Maybe.
And that's why they all have one-liners as
Maybe
they
so.
go out.
They've
Can
lost
That's
their
the
humanity.
culture. Yeah.
What do we have any direction for our next homework assignment that is as far from this as it could possibly be?
No.
No.
The suggestions have been, maybe we should let the audience pick. The suggestions have been Ninja Turtle Last Ronin trade paperback.
To read.
Read. Yep.
Watching the first 6 episodes of Gargoyles.
Ah,
What else did we talk about? We had another one.
Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who Blink has been mentioned.
Blink is so good. You don't even have to have watched Doctor Who ever.
Well, that's
No,
good 'cause I
technically-
haven't.
The Doctor's barely in it.
And it gets one of his most well-known lines out of the entire series.
Scoobar's good.
Little
Yeah.
wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
I would like to
Technically,
do
all his scenes are pre-record. He's barely in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do
That was a
Teenage
Dr.
Mutant
Light
Turtles
episode.
cartoon at some point.
The what?
The
I do
cartoon,
too.
the Teenage Mutant Turtles series cartoon.
Mm.
A couple episodes of that goes down real smooth, real easy. But yeah, we need something. We need something to actually.
I need a palate
Palette
cleanser.
cleanser.
We need a good one
Yeah.
for the next one.
Because it's
I
not
for
that-
sure. I
Well,
want to
post
do
in the
Last
chat which
Ronin
one you'd like to watch.
at some
Yeah.
point because Gargoyles. I would love to discuss Gargoyles at some point too. So if it's not the
haven't
next
watched
one,
that in
hopefully
decades.
we can
so.
get that in at some point because such a great show. Like, so good.
The first, the beginning of Gargoyles, I think, is 4 parts. I think it's
Is it 4 or
Awakening.
6?
Is it 6? I know.
I don't remember. I know it's like a
it's
little
the-
mini movie.
Yeah, it's almost like a movie. It's called The
Yeah,
Awakening.
they introduced the series.
Mhm.
Like
Gargoyles, The Awakening line.
Yes.
the whole spiel of warriors by day, statues by
How
night.
long was that? How many episodes? How many episodes?
I feel like we got that in here. For
So
a
5.
long time. Oh. We split the
5.
difference, Rob. Is right.
We were both same amount of wrong.
You're both
It's five
close.
episodes. That's pretty doable. That's what we did with
Heck
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to hear Alan's take on Gargoyles. I think he would really enjoy it. Gargoyles has some of the
Yeah,
best.
you need
Oh, I'm
voice
gonna make
work
it. If we do
you're
it, I'm
ever
gonna make
see.
him watch it with me. I told him on the
Yeah.
phone this morning. I said, "You dodged a bullet by not watching this with me last night."
He'll appreciate Gargoyles. The voice acting is top notch.
Oh,
You'll
it's
recognize
so
like
good.
every voice in it.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go, can I show people my rejected TikTok? For
Yeah.
Friday the
What
13th.
do you got in there?
What's
This
coming?
is my rejected TikTok for Friday the 13th.
Hey, please don't kill me, Freaky Jason. I say, please don't kill me, Freaky Jason.
It's amazing.
I don't know why it was rejected. Don't try going to that short link. I never made it because the thing got rejected.
Yeah.
I do
I
like
love
that there's
this
just
one.
like a whole bunch of rejected TikToks loaded up.
Somebody
That was the
suggested
segment we were gonna do.
one where-
Yeah, these were the ones that we were gonna like
Yeah.
do.
Are we gonna?
I
You want to
see,
go through them all now?
I-
They're only 5
I
tickets
keep-
apiece.
Yeah.
Worry about ones that I've made. I don't know. I've made some
Okay,
real
let's-
questionable videos.
Let's just see what's the worst Rob could do.
That's not bad. That's not bad for
You
what I
can,
usually
you can tell we made these a while ago because that's not really timely anymore.
It's
Yeah.
all. Oh yeah,
Like that
mine
was
are all
everywhere
Star
like 2
Wars.
months ago. I think Jesse's
Like-
is actually an advertisement for the Star Wars.
Maybe.
You just have to relax, have fun, and don't say the F word. I can't say the F word, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Yeah,
had
we
a
made-
Star Wars. Yeah, because we all had Star Wars. Yeah, here's mine.
We all had-
Wait a minute. He kinda looks like a baby. Come here, I'm gonna eat you! I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain! Get in my belly! Chili baby butt ribs.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't let me use that.
They're like all. That was mine.
Oh no, we have one of Rob's. We have Rob's
I'm
left.
not sure I'm interested in that. No, I am sure. I am not interested in that.
Dude, Rob, I have the most terrifying Dobby like video
Oh.
thing I'm gonna make for you. You're gonna hate it. So you can look forward to that at some point this weekend, I'm sure.
Robbie's death still haunts me.
Yeah, these are all the we were gonna do rejected TikTok. That's a segment.
I've pitched that show for a Sideshow Con. We'll see if it gets
Yeah,
done or
we'll
not.
see.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of these.
We have so
I
many
mean,
that are
we
like
can't show
too
we
hot
can't show like 90% of them. but-
yeah, most of them we can't show because
Oh.
say the F
These are
word
great. You
along
should
with
be on the
lots of
site.
other
We thought
stuff.
so too.
Thank you, Steve.
tell that to other people.
We try. You wouldn't believe how
Oh.
many things get rejected. We
Actually,
try.
if you saw some of them, you would believe why they did.
Yeah. We get a little raunchy, like with some of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, F.
Oh, it's great. It's great when we're given a specific thing, a specific ask. Like, hey, does anyone want to throw a TikTok together for this? And it's usually like 20 just completely insane, obscene TikToks, and then like
Yeah.
two or three good ones come through.
Rob, I actually just went through your encyclopedia of suggested TikToks for Summer Blockbuster, and I was laughing. I was like, okay, I love this, but we can't use it. I love this, but we can't use it. So I picked like the 3 out that were like appropriate. I was like, okay, I'll submit these.
I was on a
These
real
are
hot
good.
streak. I was on a hot streak.
It's a numbers game. You throw enough at it, eventually a few will squeeze through.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's always my
exactly.
justification. Me and Rob do the crazy ones so Jesse's can get through.
Well,
We're out there
that's a trick. You toss in a
lowering the
real
bar.
bad one.
We set that bar so low that Jesse's have to get over it.
Yep.
And then it's like, well, I guess these are fine. And I'm like, yes.
We'll put together something for those, or another segment where we show some of the rejected ones that are kind of appropriate.
It's a bit ironic given JDC swore JJ, yes, but it's because I had to learn quickly what what was appropriate and what would not go through.
Rob and I just don't care.
No. If you guys check us out on TikTok, you'll see a healthy mix of finely produced, beautiful product videos, and then the nonsense that we're sitting there throwing at the wall.
Just gonna put it out there. That Spider-Man is still available.
Oh, you'll quickly be able to tell which ones come from Video Team and which ones come from. Play that little game when you're on our TikTok channel and try and figure out who made this.
Who did that?
Was this from the Sideshow Video Team or was this from the Sideshow?
I'm pretty sure on one of them, Aaron commented, and he's like, "Is this just Jesse's cart? Because it was just a cart full of Spider-Man." And he's like, "Did they just like film Jesse's cart?" And I was like, "Yes, Aaron, actually, I did make that, and that was my cart." So you are correct.
Maybe on TikTok, try and guess who made it too, because you can probably tell which ones are Jesse's, which ones are Rob's.
And then Steph has some good ones in there.
Steph,
So, yeah.
Steph has a couple.
Yeah.
Missy, you've had a couple TikToks up.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
It's really enough.
Yeah, no, mine don't tend to do very well.
That's not well. Technically, now I theoretically have more time to play with them. So, as of this morning, actually,
bring them on.
Oh, you're gonna see some terribly put together stuff.
That's great. We need variety. Variety is the spice of life, Missy.
Hence, we watched JasonX so that we know the better spices of life. I'm gonna watch Novocaine this weekend because it's on Hulu now.
Oh, it's a Novocaine. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
great movie.
Because you said
very
it was
very
good.
fun watch.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yep.
Watch Predator, Killer of Killers too. That's on Hulu. It's excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that too.
Really enjoyed that. But that's all we have for today, everybody. Thank you for joining us as we watched JasonX. This thing.
Yeah,
if you if you want a better Jason, head over to I think we have a short link to this. We do have the Jason Voorhees 6 scale by Sideshow. I'm a fan. I've got him. He's right back there somewhere. I can never tell. He's right back there.
Does he come to life on Friday the 13th asking for a friend?
What's that?
Does he come to life on Friday the 13th and run around?
He's got his. I'm not in his business. He does what he wants. He does what he wants. X gonna give it to you. Yeah, it did certainly give it to us. But the good Jason, is up for order. It should be in stock. Go check him out now. I'll remind everyone.
And we also have a pre-order for that sexy Bishoju Jason that I made.
Yep.
If you want your Jason a bit curvier, then check that out.
Yeah, and like I told Missy, she's pretty impressive because she's got a 6-pack and hips for days.
Yeah,
so I don't know how she does it.
She's basically a 24-55 scientist.
That's right.
Clearly. Yeah. Oh, you're dressed like a scientist.
Yeah.
Scientist Jason. Yeah.
I was going to start referring anytime somone's dressed like that. Who must be a scientist?
They were all students. Why were there so many students in space? No explanation. Let's just take the kids.
They're taking a field trip to a.
They have zero knowledge of anything.
They can do. Register for Sideshow Summer Blockbuster coming June 25th through 27th. Side.show/blockbuster. $5. Get yourself $5 in Sideshow rewards and be notified for all the goings-ons. You can get an additional $5 in Sideshow rewards if you register for Sideshow Con coming July 14th through the 18th. Side.show/con. All this weekend, we have special Father's Day deals, 15% off using Deal for Dad code. You can see the entire list of eligible products if you go to the section that is usually reserved for our daily deals. Take the same thing, just show you a bunch more things. Sign up for our SMS alerts, side.show/SMS notifications, exclusive discounts, and subscriber-only giveaways, including this week's giveaway, the Good Jason.
Nice.
The Good Jason.
Good Jason.
Go play some Phony Phantoms to get even more rewards by completing weekly challenges, side.show/games. This challenge is the 13th challenge. Get a minimum score of 133 and die to the pumpkin and Screaming Bat in that order. That's it. We did it. We got through JasonX and Friday the 13th.
Did we though?
We kind of did. We made it.
Dad, we don't know.
We'll figure out what the homework is for next week. I would actually like to do, since we're doing our rejected TikToks, we should make some that are themed for whatever the homework is to announce what the homework is.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I mean, we had Gargoyles products, we've had Last Ronin products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we could do that, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll put
like
together
it.
some rejected TikToks to.
I'm sure PCS will love us promoting their product that way.
Yep.
They will.
They're gonna really enjoy what we do.
Look what we made you, Aunt. Please stop. Please stop immediately.
Watch as I put these righteous gemstones TikTok templates to good use.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I think I'll be your
It'll be
daddy.
good. It'll be good. It's a good plan. I like it.
Stuff like your daddy. But yeah, we will do all that next week. Join us next week. I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Oh yeah. Happy weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
We
Friday the
deserve a
13th.
weekend now.
Yes.
Go do something horror related. I don't. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. Go do something fun for yourself. Watch the Canadian Grand Prix if you're into F1. If you're not, go watch something else. There's plenty of stuff on. Go get some tats. Yeah, the tattoo places do specials for Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah. That's actually I got this
Go
little
find your joy.
owl for a Friday the 13th tattoo.
Aw.
So yeah.
So find your joy this weekend. We'll talk to everyone next weekend or next week. Until then, don't forget to let your geek side show, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.